Hello and welcome back to Dark Souls 2. Today we hopefully finish Shulva, um, Sanctum, City, Saint, whatever. The first DLC, Crown of the Sunken King, I think it's called. And man, I am hyped because today, at the day of the recording, the Elden Ring trailer for the first Elden Ring DLC came out, and oh boy, I can't wait. I can't wait. Luckily, soon enough, there will be Dragon's Dogma 2, where I can sink my teeth in, so not that much time to wait, actually. Okay, but we're now playing Dark Souls 2. We are continuing Dark Souls 2's run through, not run through, whatever this is here. Design through, whatever. And I'm up here at the bonfire again because I needed to make some, or a screenshot for the thumbnail last episode, and that's why all these enemies respawned. And Thomas didn't spawn last time. Did I get the other crossbow here? No, okay, they can actually drop them too. That is... I didn't know that. I probably knew that at some point, but right now I didn't know that. Please let me know if the volume is too low or something, because it is still like the audio settings are very strange currently due to the new headset. Everything is kind of wonky. Yeah, this is where Jester Thomas invades us. Last time he didn't invade us because even though the Forlorn fell down the hole and I disabled the scripts of the cheat engine, for some reason he didn't die, so that's why he didn't invade us. And that's why I had to walk back to make the thumbnail. Yeah. But no matter. Now, Jester Thomas invades here. Kinda interesting. He was the one that helped us fighting Muta. And now he's invading us. Kinda strange, but you do you, Jester. You can actually dodge this time. It's always fascinating how the NPCs can dodge the player. Sometimes. At least they're rolling somewhat, right? At the wrong time. Usually they should be able to roll after 2 hits, really. But when they're fighting the enemies, like regular enemies, they're not dodging at all, so kinda strange. So, this is where we... Oh, excuse me. This is where we ended last episode, and let's go through this mist here. And now we're here, in this area with all the strange creatures that we've seen from... that should be over there. Somewhere over there. Or is this... yeah, right at this rock formation up above there. For some reason I thought it was kinda over here, like lower, where the head is. I know it's quite high up. Now we're in this pond, or this lake, this very shallow lake. I'm a fan of these shallow lakes, to be honest. I've talked about this. I like walking in shallow water. And it's kind of fun here. Like, I think I know what they want to go with. Like, the way they're patrolling through here kind of feels like a stealth level. Like a very, very scuffed stealth level, but stealth nonetheless. It kind of feels like you can outmaneuver them. Or you're supposed to outmaneuver them. Maybe not. Maybe they're just walking awkwardly. Okay, maybe no stealth action. But there are a bunch of items here, none of them are important, I think. And it seems that the water is slowing me down here, which would make sense. Or is it? Ah yeah, it is. It definitely is, okay. Yeah, bonfire over here. Oh. But they kind of remind me of the dragon butts from Dark Souls 1. like the things that you can find in Isolith. Kind of remind me of that, just a better version of them. Because they actually have a face this time. And they're not as big. And these you can actually fight without getting... like, without hating yourself or something. Even though I don't really know where their weak spots are. Because sometimes when I fight them, I hit the weak spot and it deals good damage, and sometimes just dealing no damage at all. It doesn't matter, I'm just running through here. Or walking through. Not very big area, just a bunch of these dudes. How many are there actually? There are 3 currently, 4. Sword Maxim. And for some reason they have this weird ass move where they... well, they don't wanna... they wanna stay in the water. What I wanted to say, they for some reason have this weird move where they spit out one of these... I kinda... like, at first it looks like a water... like a water attack, but then it's like this electricity stuff. Let's see. Can you do it for me here? Hello? No, that's your charge. That's not what I wanted. Do your range attack. Come on. What is he doing now? Okay, bow out. Here, take this fire arrow. Do your water attack, or whatever it is. Hello. Okay, now fuck it. Ah? What is... what the fuck? Isn't this far enough away? Shouldn't that trigger their move? What the fuck? Man, this AI. Very strange. Let's put the stone in here that we found in the chest with the room of the spikes, I think. And unlock the bridge. And this feature is pretty cool, I must say. Or, like, it definitely looks amazing, but... yeah, I'm not in the mood of bitching right now, so... I'd rather praise them right now, or this game. Because honestly, like, I've done the bitching in the last episode, I guess. And you know my take about elevators. And stuff like this. And even these elevators, these are not as bad. I think there's a sword here, right? Is it the Drakeblood sword here? Yeah, a great sword. Sorry. It's a great sword. Even though it's probably just a regular sword. Like, this is not a great sword. That is a long sword. Like, it's not great. I wouldn't call that a great sword. I mean, it has the great sword moveset in this game, yeah, but it should have the same one as the Keyblade. Which I like a bit more than the regular one. Like, this has that one too, right? Yeah. This one as well. This is the regular sword. No, it's not. What the fuck? Actually, nah, this is fine too. In the other games, like where you slam the sword on the ground, I don't like that. And yes, you're clipping the ground as well, but it doesn't look as intentional as, you know, the obvious intentional one. Look, how big is this elevator shaft? Holy shit. Man. I'm thinking about, like, by the way, we are back up here again. Like, when we take this elevator, we are at the very, very first bonfire. Now we can get into the sanctum. Kind of strange that they're broken down safety feature, right? We have this railing. No railing at all. Dangerous all of the sudden. Railing. No railing at all. Like, what platforms were raised? Only this one? No, there were more than one, right? Or are these the ones that got raised out of the water? I can't remember. That doesn't matter. I could swear that there were more than one platform. It kind of looks like the middle part could go up and down. From this spot, the city looks kind of, or what I call the city, like there's probably the city part over there. Looks kind of bland. Could use some colors. Maybe they could use these. Where are they? Yeah, these glowing stones as lights inside the houses or something. Would have been nice probably. But now we're in a strange place because most of it is destroyed, as you can see. But what I like to know is what the layout was supposed to be, if you know what I mean. Like, I would like to see this area without destruction. I want to know where this where this staircase leads to. I want to know where this staircase and this hallway over there leads to. Probably nowhere, but wow. And then I wonder, how am I supposed to get in here? Like, this one is connected to this space in there, and then we can drop even further. It's like, I mean, I like the level design, but I wonder, like, this was clearly a bridge here, but to what position? Where does this part lead to? What is this for, this balcony thingy here that I'm standing on? It's not connected to this to that pillar thing over there, is it? Or was it? Like, wouldn't make any sense. Like, there is no indicator of it. Oh, it's probably just let's drop down first. It's probably just this, whatever this is, whatever this is here. Then we have another bridge part, just smaller. Where is this one connected to? Where does this connect to? I'm confused. What is this area? Like, you know what I mean, right? Like, why? Like, I know why, because we need to make a level. That's why. But why would you build something like this in your sanctum? Can't even access this. Who lit this torch? Like, I don't think there's a staircase here, so maybe there was a staircase here. Yeah, maybe there's a, like, nah, that makes no sense. Like, I'm thinking they could have made one of these staircases that goes in a circle, just this, in this case, in a square, but then it would interfere with this part, like with this thing probably. Or you could go down up to like this side, then do a straight line over here on this side to this part, then you go down again, and then a final time down or something. Nah, that makes no sense. Like, what is this? Why do they put a railing at a bridge part that is connected to nothing, but then they're not putting railings over here, for example? Like, I was thinking, like, why is there a staircase? On, huh? Who built this? Kind of feels like this painting that I don't know the name of, and I don't know who painted that one, but the painting with like the nonsensical staircases and stuff kind of reminds me of that. Just not as extreme, I guess. And for some reason we find the Drake Bloods here. I get that their leader challenged the dragon and plunged the spear into the dragon, and I guess they attacked this area, but not fully. And why is he fat rolling? Like, come on. You can do better than that. You don't need to fat roll for that armor set, do you? I mean, it looks cool. But this room, man, there's so many crystal lizards here. Let's unleash them. Let's unleash the crystal lizards. They should all come down now. How many other? 4. Be free! Hehe. No! Ah, at least there are 2 buttons on each side. Yeah, the Drake Bloods, they're open chests here, so which indicate that they like looted this place, right? But then why is this enemy still here? Like, did they loot this area without killing him? Because he is not on their side. I kind of wish they would fight here. Because, like, they're obviously not on each other's side, right? They're looting this place, they're attacking their dragon here, whatnot. They just probably because they had no ranged weapon, they just ignored him because, as you can see, it's very easy to dodge his attacks. And why is this button not in the middle of this corridor? If you have to place it on the ground, why is it not? Why is it not in the middle? Is it so that I can? Okay, so that I can walk beside it. Such a weird design. Like, why even put it on the ground? Like, this whole place is a mess. I shouldn't think too much about it. Like, it feels. And this one is empty. It's just for the crystal lizards. Ah. Like, who designed this place? Why would you design it that way? I see what they're going with. It's fairly easy to see what they're going with. You have a partially destroyed interior of this pyramid thing, and because of the destruction you have to do this parkour stuff, whatever you want to call it, right? So you have to jump from spot A to spot B, you have to drop down and maybe jump over a gap or something, and then find all the secrets and stuff like that. That's what they're going with here. But you can make that without building useless... I don't even know what I have to call these pillar thingies here, like these big as pillars. It's hard! No, it's not. Like... Let's just imagine this place was whole. No destruction whatsoever. How do you navigate this place? I want to see where there is... how would you connect these broken off parts? How is this connected to that part? Like, first, we have here a staircase. Like, okay, that's from the outside, I guess. But then you have, like, it's not a perfect square like this part. You have extra parts like this bit, and they weren't indicated on the top ones over there. Only if I'm blind. Maybe I'm completely blind, but okay, I get, like, you are supposed to have these big ass pillars where you have these quite frankly pretty dangerous side staircases. These staircases on the sides of the pillars. Yes, I get that. And then you go from here to there. Where would the next staircase be to get up there? Where, on which pillar? Is it this one over there? Like that pillar, or... Yeah, let's see. Nope, no, there's no connection here. No, how do I get back up there? Why would you do a jumping attack? What is he doing? Wanna roll again? Of course he wants to. He wants to show off his fat roll. I wonder if they actually have stamina or not. They're definitely not using stamina like the player is using, otherwise he would have no stamina after like 2 rolls and 1 attack. But that's kind of weird. Like, it's a puzzle here. It's a puzzle for the player, but still, at least make it somewhat. No, it's not this wall, right? It looks like this wall. Is it the one downstairs? Apparently. I know there is like a. We have all these chambers on the sides, I know, but they're completely empty. Shouldn't there be like, what's it called? Like the stuff where you can pray or whatever you're doing in the sanctum, like sanctum stuff, sanctum runes, rooms, not runes. Shouldn't there be something like that in here? There's another, I can drop down here technically. Like this bridge, where does it connect to? How do I get from this bridge to that platform? Is there a staircase going down from somewhere over here? Is there a staircase going down so it connects to this part, or where's this bridge going that I'm standing on right now? Why don't we see one example where it's intact? No, this one is, yeah. Can kind of see it, maybe not. There's another bonfire here. Otherwise that would be cruel if you had to jump down all the way again. I mean, it's quite high up. They could have dropped it even at the bottom. He already saw me. How's he getting to me? Is there a staircase? Oh, there's a staircase. Of course there's a staircase. There's so many empty rooms. No interior stuff, just a few torches, unlit torch thingies and stuff like that. At least we have the staircase so I can get back up again. Another drag that dude. No interest though. I want to drag this one behind. I want to see how much he follows me around. He's my guest now. It shows him, I guess. More looted stuff. Apparently they had a lot, like, this is their treasure room. Or something. Let's see how heavy is your armor set. It's even lighter than this one. Come on, dude. It's better, but it's lighter. It's okay, a bit less poise, but still kind of feels like a good trade-off. Hey look, dude, I'm one of you. What shield are you using? Spirit tree. Okay, do I have that one? I don't think so. Unfortunate. Yeah, I'm the imposter with the wrong shield. Why do I even have a shield, like, for real? I'm not blocking. I need a two-handed weapon. This weapon doesn't look... doesn't fit too well to this. It doesn't matter. Okay, I want to get over to the other side, so I need to... like, go back up here. Come on, follow me if you can. I don't know if you need to reset at some point to explore everything, but I know that I can still go and drop down here. Down there is where I was previously. Oh, you managed to get to this point. That's good. Oh, he fell down. On a second thought, maybe I don't want to go there. How do I get to the other side? Is there even something on this part? Might not be the case. Well, I can't get back, so I guess I have to try to jump, and that's not a jump that you're making. Right. I hope I really hope they've built this place without destruction, or at least made a mock-up or something, so that they know how to design this. I would like to know if this is a proper, like, if this layout would work, or if it's just jumbled together, like I think it is. I would like to be positively surprised. I would like to see a fully functional version of this area, where all the staircases, like, you could get from down below to up above, like from where we started. I would like to see something like that, like the repaired version. That would be cool, because it's kind of hard to imagine. Maybe with more of these random platforms, maybe, but it doesn't feel like there's any what's it called? I know it's black. It's completely black. Okay, it doesn't seem that there is any what is it called? Not rhythm, but I don't know. Any structure to that? Because it feels random. Maybe if we have a look from here. Is there any system to that? Maybe there is. You can kind of see it works somewhat. Hello. Can see the drake blood up there. But yeah, this is the start. And it goes up there. I can see at least how we could get to some points, but maybe not all of them. I think we have 2 summon signs here, right? There's Benhard. For some reason they thought it's a good idea to put him in here. Oh right, I remember what I forgot. Like, not the Throne of Wand, I need to do the memories at some point as well. I'm doing them later. I feel like the DLCs are more interesting than the memories. What I don't like about the memories is the last timer you're on. We get this phantom here. Is there another one? And I don't think these two can manage to beat Ilana, whatever her name is. Let's see what her name is. The first boss here. Right at you. Always display. Okay. Ilana, the Squalid Queen. We can talk about this area. I'm talking about this area here later because it actually looks more interesting than the rest of the Sanctum. With this, what is that called? Like, is it called a mural or something? Looks amazing though. Yeah, this is probably the mechanic where they're kind of going to die for her summons. Because while I like that she can summon stuff, I wish that she would summon maybe different entities. At least some of them. But let's see how far they get with this. Because I don't know, she's dealing way too much damage for these two. Maybe Ellie can heal up, I don't know, but Bernhard should be able to do 2, right? He's not going to, but their damage is abysmal anyways. Maybe I'm helping them by keeping the summon here alive. But yeah, what I like about this room is that the walls are natural stone. We're no longer in the pyramid type thing. Like, we are technically, or we are probably... That was a mistake getting rid of the skeleton dudes. Okay, guys, but... I think the thing... Like, we are obviously facing the back side, where the waterfall is. That we've seen. Oh. Yeah, this is where they lose. That's Welstadt. And I don't like this. That feels extremely random and I don't like it. Even though it might not be random. Right? There might be a lore reason behind her summoning Welstadt, but I don't like it. It's a boss being reused, that's so lame. But, oh well. You can do it, Banner, you can. Bernhard has already lost. But, what I like about this place is that they're using the natural stones here. Kinda reminds me of Medivh's Arena. Just very, very small. And completely different. But still reminds me of that. Oh, it's like that they're using this kind of style of small pillars. Makes this area look a bit more fragile. Okay. Why do I have to do all the work here? Well, already half an hour in. I need to do 2 more bosses here. Well, it's going to be interesting. I mean, I'm not really talking about the boss designs. Summoning Welstadt again, like what the fuck. At least cycle through them and make Welstadt your ace or something. Start from weakest to strongest. That would be fine, I guess. I'm not really dealing that much damage here as well. Okay, she's gone finally. No, I leave everything on. I can... Like, this is something strange now. Not the door opening or the wall splitting itself. But the strange thing is, like, okay, 1 boss down, time for the next boss. Woohoo. That feels kinda strange, but alright. Because we're already at the end of this area, like there's a side area with the worst boss in the entire game. But I get where they're going with, but it's still the worst boss in the entire game. I'm talking about that later. Because the idea is kinda... I like the idea. And they've built one of these upcoming areas in every single DLC. And every single time they kind of failed. Because there is no really... There is a winning. And I know how to, but... Fairly easy, actually. Well, let's see if Transcendent... Eddie, Edda, and Abbas Fever can and it's Sin, and she's actually buffing, which is nice. Let's go, you two. Go and die for me. Now we can talk about this very beautiful arena here. Because this is now the waterfall. Yep. Shouldn't the waterfall be like somewhere over there? Like the one that we saw from the side. Should be over there somewhere. But this little area looks amazing. I wonder what its purpose is. Obviously part of the sanctum. Is this to commune with the dragon? Like, is this their dedicated place for the dragon where they keep him safe or whatever they're doing with him? Like, obviously he can fight for himself, but... Well, actually, like... If a dude managed to plunge the spear into him and injure him that hard, then maybe not. Maybe he needs a bit of help. Maybe he needs some allies. Let's see, what are you doing? Rebuffing, okay. Oh, for some reason I thought Sin, they wrote his name with double N, but it's actually with an H at the end. I guess they don't want to call him Sin, like the English word Sin, but... You wouldn't pronounce it differently, would you? Like Sinner? Like with this at the end, with the H at the end, you don't pronounce that one. Like if I'm trying to pronounce that H, she's dealing 3 damage with the lightning, holy shit. Like, but when I'm trying to pronounce that H at the end of his name, like, I'm trying to, then I'm starting to cough. That's what I mean. Yeah, they're not, like... The dragon dude is dealing tiny bit more damage, but nah. She's healing up, which is nice. Oh, what is that item over there? 5 damage, that is ridiculous how low her damage is. York's ring, right. Because that's York's spear. What is that aimbot she has on her lightning? Like what the fuck is that aimbot? Yeah, this kind of shit mechanic. Like that he's flying so many times up in the air. Okay, who healed? Did you heal? Fever? He's flying again. Shit. They're not doing any progress here. I need to accelerate things. As much as I like them to see fight each other, but they have no chance. Like technically, if they had somewhat, like if their AI were somewhat capable of existing. Still takes ages. At least the music is good. But the bad thing about this boss fight, like it's a fairly good boss fight. But there are some downsides. One of them that he's constantly flying. As you can see, this is annoying. And then, for some reason, he accelerates, or it feels like he accelerates or the reduction of the durability of your weapons when you hit him. It feels like he reduces like twice as much or something similar to that, maybe 1.5 times as much as regular enemies. Which is like durability in and of itself is a dumb mechanic for games like these. But I don't know. Look how many times he's flying. Like, what the fuck? Okay, I run to the other side of the arena again. Oh. He's flying up, I see it. What is going on with his head? Should I really need to invest in another weapons or more stats or something? Because this is taking ages, like this is boring to watch. And this is also boring to play, like... I probably wouldn't have made it with this. Like, if I wouldn't use cheat engine, like my weapon would have been broken like 20 times already. Would have broke my weapon so many times. But this is technically the end of the DLC. This is definitely the end of the good part of the DLC. And yeah, let's use this bonfire. Where's the closest bonfire? Let's see. I think I need to go through the door in the sanctum that was previously closed. So it might be this one. Maybe. Because I can already talk about this area, even though there is a invader in the drop down here. It's kind of scuffed, like this way down. It's kind of, I don't know. It feels scary, especially this part. How did they even connect this here? Like, this doesn't feel intentional. This path, this small bridge. Like, I know it's broken, but still, it's quite small. Without safety features, makes it a bit risky. Okay, let's go through. I hope I have the needed key for this door. Eternal Sanctum key. I don't even know where I got it from. Like, are these singing as well? Because Ilana's already dead. So they're singing as well, but when they die they have this very deep, growly type of voice. But when they're singing, they have the same voice as Ilana. Excuse me? I mean, yeah, of course, it's like, sure, it's possible, but they sound much more feral when they're dying. So I don't need to go to the top, but I guess it's a nice view from up there. And I also want to get rid of this again. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, there's a chest, don't care. I want to see the top here. Because this is actually a nice view. Like, this is the path that we are going to take soon enough. There's part of the waterfall. Sadly enough, we can't see behind here. Why that is even the case, I don't know. Probably so that we can't have nice things or something. But yeah, Sin is behind that wall. Like, in the cave system behind that part. Like, to the right of this waterfall here. And stuff like that. Let's go down again. Hello, you terrible creatures. And we're back in the Sanctum City. Yeah, Rock Shield Baldur. Let me through, please. Alright, I need to kill him. I can't just push him down the... Well, technically I can. I really need a better weapon for the next episode. Or more stats. But it takes so long, even with cheat engine. Or maybe that probably doesn't, but I don't want to get banned. could manipulate the like souls, but I want to be safe. I'm just cheating a bunch of souls in the inventory and use them, like the biggest one there is. If it's someone, I don't even know if you can get banned in Dark Souls 2, but who knows. So, Cave of the Dead, that's what I want to talk about. This is one of 3, I would call them co-op trials. Let's call them co-op trials, because that kind of really, that feels right. Because if I remember correctly, I don't even know if it's probably in everyone. I don't know about the Fire DLC. I'm unsure about this, but I think there as well. You have like a pre-area where you have a bunch of these gravestone thingies where you can summon NPCs. In this case, we have a new NPC like what is that word? Rapacious? I don't know what that means, but you have Andre here. And then you have Alphys here again. Ruined Alphys. We know Alphys already from what's it called? Like Forest of Fallen Giants, the side area. Yeah, the one that can cast light. So, and what this trial is made out of, it's like we drop down, we have to go through a gauntlet of very nasty surprises, and at the end there's a boss. And the first time you're going through is probably quite interesting, quite the interesting mechanic. They try to build something unique every time, and they've managed it. It's quite unique. But well, you will see for yourself here. Let's drop down, because what we have here is just a nightmare. Right, we have a bunch of these dudes, like normal soldiers from the level, and we have these statues. And you already know these statues. They're spitting out small projectiles that apply a status effect. And usually they would apply poison. But no, these are the brownish version. It looks quite much better than the other version, I must say. I like the recoloring a lot. But they're using petrification, because the soldiers are already applying poison, right? So, and you even have these very stinky soldiers like this one that have a poison aura around them, right? By just standing near them, they will poison you. Isn't that nice? And then you even have one of these lizards that is walking around with a bunch of statues on their back. And I think this is still the best of the 3 gauntlet areas. Let's call them gauntlet areas, because it feels like, I mean, it's a trial of patience. Let's call them trials of patience, even though, or gauntlet of patience, whatever. One of these 2. Because you really need to be patient with these areas. And it's very easy if you're like, if you die to the bosses, you need to go through this area every single time, and running through them is not fun. Like, clearing and exploring them once is fine. I have no problem with that. But having to do that every single time when you are dying to the boss, that is not a fun experience. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm trying to find the exit, I guess. Am I? I don't think there's another hole I can drop down to. Oh, here's the exit, good. I mean, technically there's a hole, but not... Are you both coming? Where's Alphys? Come around. Okay, this was the very annoying part, and from there it's just mildly annoying instead of statues, but there's much more. It's still shit. It's still shit. The sad thing is, the idea is quite nice, quite interesting, but the way they've done it is oof. It is difficult. It's difficult to have fun. That's what I mean. Like, physically difficult, it's not really. It's like... Nah. Not a fan. But yeah, now let's get to the boss. And then I'm going to talk about these areas for some time. But let's have a look at this amazing boss fight we get here. Oh, what the fuck? What is that? Yes, we have to fight 3 NPCs. Everyone knows that already. Why am I doing like this is something new? This is not new. Everyone knows about this shit boss fight. And none of these 3 boss fights is interesting in any way, shape or form. This is just a gank. Let's see how far they can get. At least one of them is an archer. But let's see if they can manage to kill at least maybe the Havel knockoff. But it's kind of like it's a like this is an area that was designed for more than one person. This is why you have these summons here. Like it's a. What are you even doing? Are you doing something? He's not doing anything. Andre is useless. What the fuck is he doing? This thing, this area is supposed to be a multiplayer, kind of like a fun challenge for multiple people. But if you're alone, if you're playing offline, then you have to go with summons. You don't have to summon them by any means, but it's designed for more than one person. The problem, of course, is when you have to try multiple times. And if you die here in this boss fight, or even earlier, you have to go through this whole level over and over again. And this is luckily the shortest one. Like, they're getting more difficult in the upcoming DLCs, especially the third one is a drag. But the second one is also... The second one is probably the worst designed thing from the second DLC, and this is probably the best designed thing. But oh boy. So, a better version of this area would be if there was some kind of shortcut back to the... like, either a mechanic where you have your bonfire at the start, and then next to it, like, I have 2 versions. Next to the bonfire, you have the door that you need to open to the boss, or bonfire, then you drop down to the area where you can summon these dudes, and you can open, when you go through the gauntlet, when you're in front of the boss room, you're opening some kind of shortcut that you can somehow avoid all of the enemies. You can still summon your phantoms if you want, but you don't have to go through this whole area with all the enemies inside. That would be nice. Or the second version is like first version, some kind of shortcut. Second version, at the end of the gauntlet of the trial, in front of the boss fight, there's another bonfire. But then you have the problem, or quote-unquote the problem that they need to replace the summon signs for the NPCs, maybe? Or you just don't have any access to any NPCs anymore, which would be fine too, to be honest. Maybe not for this area. I don't like this gang boss fight. It's manageable. You can run around these holes, get like one of them lag behind, and then fight one-on-one. But it's also still kind of scuffed. What are you doing, Nick? Why is Andre so useless? Like, they gave him so many things, and this is, I kind of like this, that they're using the items they were given, right? They gave them a bunch of items. He got throwing knives, urns, this lightning buff, pretty nice. But he does nothing. Like, the problem with their NPCs is that their AI is stupid as fuck, and their damage output is also stupid as fuck. Like, it's not existent. Like, he's dealing with a buffed weapon. Like, I would probably deal more damage. Like, I want to test things out. How much damage is he dealing? Like 18 or something? Oh, that's good. Okay, now it's a bit more when he's two-handing his weapon. Why are you focusing me all of a sudden, Sarah? I don't get. Like in these names, afflicted grave robber, no name. Ancient soldier Varg, and then Sarah, the old explorer. Hey, what the f? Where's he running to? What are you aiming at? Like, I get what they're going with, but the execution is anti-consumer, I would call that, because that's really not fun, especially specifically from the second DLC. Like, the second DLC onward, it's like, it's just drag. Ooh. No, we're here. Now we're back here. And we get our prize, like this skirt thingy, this flower skirt thingy, and dark greatsword. Ooh! Some spell stuff. Isn't that amazing? I'm not supposed to get down here. Do I have to jump, really? Are you serious? Okay, wasn't there an elevator somewhere? Am I blind? Oh, this is the elevator part. Okay. There, a torch. Okay, that was close, too close. Okay. Next bonfire. Let's see. Let's just use one of these things because we are at the 1 hour mark. There's a bunch of stuff to recap. I want to stay where Sin was. Yeah, I was just checking something. So for some reason they have to. It's so strange, like these cards that you're using to teleport around, that there isn't like when we travel, right? Like we have this one, Shulva Sanctum City, this part, everything from the outside, and the inside things, -1, like the second bonfire is technically on the outside as well, but it's like it's the same area, I get it, still kind of strange. And we have this one. Why isn't this part of this one? Why do they have to do an extra thing for one bonfire? It's kind of weird. But I mean, it's up to them, I guess, but it's still kind of strange. All right. Thoughts about this DLC? First playthrough, definitely worth it, and it's kind of fun to go through. Like the first and second boss, like the main bosses aren't that bad. Ilana's a bit strange with her Weltstadt summon, and Sin is kinda a bitch for flying around so many times. But other than that, it's like the boss fights are fine. The third boss fight is totally trash. Uh, like invasions are fun, but something like this, maybe some people like it, but I'm pretty sure that the majority of people dislikes this bonfire, this bonfire, this boss fight, and then the path to the optional boss is just terrible. I like I've said, like either put a bonfire at the end or put in some kind of mechanic that I can directly get to the boss from my bonfire, like some kind of shortcut or something, so that I don't have to go through the hellhole that is this level. So what else? Actually, let's put on a torch. Lighting makes everything better. Rest of the DLC, right? That's what I want to talk about. How would I rate, not rate, but what would I say about this DLC as a whole? Um, Setting is awesome. Like the idea behind this place is pretty good. It's a pretty strong idea. I like it. Nothing wrong with that. Um, Execution. Execution is kind of strange because the city isn't really a city. It's like one showcase, or it's like a big showcase of one mechanic. That you have these pillars that you can hit to raise certain platforms. That's kind of it. That's like a it's a very gamey level. It's not a city. I wouldn't call that a city. It's just a unimmersive level, I would call it. Then the sanctum itself, completely chaotic from the inside, like the way it's structured. It's very chaotic. I kind of like the idea that they were going with, or not kind of. I like the idea what they're going with. But again, the world design itself is kind of lackluster again. Yeah, nothing to say. Like the individual pieces that they're using to build this world look great for the most part. Of course, there's like the argument with lack of interior design and stuff like this, but without that, like the individual assets, they look amazing, but the way they are placed together doesn't feel like a cohesive world. Like, sorry, but this is basically something that I say about the whole game, so it is what it is, right? Uh, doesn't mean that it's not fun. It's definitely fun to play through for the most part. Like, nothing to worry there, I guess. Like I know the level design, like the level design is fine. Like the mechanics are somewhat fun. This jumping down certain things to explore the different what's it called, levels of the sanctum is fun too. Enemy placements are fine as well. Kind of the variety of enemies is a bit. There are not many enemies in this DLC. Not many different enemies. Like there are a lot of enemies, but not many different enemies. But I think it's almost it's enough. I guess there are enough of them. Like they have the soldiers. They have these bug things. The Drake blood dudes inside the sanctum. Then the sanctum guardians. These ghost thingies with the awesome. This mechanic is pretty good. It's a pretty strong mechanic, I must say. Almost forgot about that. I really like that mechanic where you have to find and destroy their body. That's an amazing mechanic. That's a fun one. Like they're constantly pressuring you. I kind of wish though they were a bit slower, not as agile. Like then you had maybe mummies or something like that where you have to find their sarcophagi, and it's a ghost type thing. Like they just slapped some kind of filter on them so they look like phantoms, right? I kind of wish they would behave differently in their corporeal form and in their ghost form. Make them a bit more ethereal and a bit more. Maybe they can walk through objects or through walls and they're flying, similar to the ghosts in Dark Souls 1, just completely different. But the way they can traverse the areas, that would be fun. What I was thinking about, if you've played Diablo 2, then they kind of remind me of Act 2's. Like, Act 2 is the desert, like, with their stuff. Like, they have a mechanic there where, or an enemy that is a mummy, and it kind of reminds me of that. Like the normal mummies, the undead ones, not the big tall dudes with the skull head, and not them. Like the regular mummy, when you kill them, they release a poison cloud, like these mummies. That's what I'm thinking of. I guess they're also in Act 3, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, the mechanics in this game are fine. Just maybe me, yeah. Maybe the enemy placements could be better or something. But yeah, overall, this DLC is a plus, I would say. It's not a bad thing. And the Gauntlet of Pain, or the Trial of Pain, is for the first time it's fine, but like for the first time going through the part from Bonfire to Boss Fog, one time going through there is an experience, but more than that it's just tedious. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say about this DLC. Let me know what you think about this DLC, about the mechanics, the world building, and the bosses, and write it down to the comments. And that's it from me. Goodbye.